Pia, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm just listening
Awesome.
to all your real estate numbers, and I'm just blown away. such a
Yeah,
such a time in our lives.
it really is. And I have to say, so let me give you your introduction. So Pia is our fingerprint marketing. She is our resident CEO, SEO, CEO, SEO, SEO expert and small business marketer with fingerprint marketing and also a BNI member. And Pia brings her 25 years of marketing experience. It's her third successful small business. She has designed a full service digital agency to help small business owners crush the competition through beautiful web design, smart branding, strategic marketing, and more. As a self-proclaimed marketing crash test dummy, ooh, I like that. Pia knows both the pain and the triumph that entrepreneurs experience and how marketing can be the missing element between full-on failure and fantastic fortune. Collectively, Pia's team offers over 150 years. Dude, they were putting signs on those big bicycles with the big wheels. They had signs behind them. I'm just joking. Um, but 150 collective experience with their clients, most of whom have doubled their business by partnering with Fingerprint Marketing. Pia Larson's business wisdom and insight will inspire small business owners to get serious about their online presence and consider new innovative ways to get it right through the power of technology. And I always say we should never be trapped by technology. It should always make us look better. And Pia knows her way around the topic today, which is going to be Google My Business. We all want to Google our business. So let's start with that. Welcome back to the show, Pia.
Thanks for having me again, Dan. I love being on your show.
So this is a fantastic conversation. I was on your show a couple of weeks ago, and we had a great conversation there just about marketing principles. And I'm always, as a real estate agent, there's a lot of competition. So I'm always trying to find a little bit of a leverage. So hopefully there's no real estate agent watching this show today, to get these secrets. But Google My Business is one of our secret weapons. So
Yeah.
um, let's talk about that. What is Google My Business and what are the services?
So Google My Business is a local directory that you can list your small business on. It's how we show up in maps and search. So whenever you're searching, the first factor that Google considers is what's closest to you, right? So geographically, it's not going to show you listings in Florida versus, where you're searching from. So that's what it is. It's a directory through Google, and it's free. And everyone who has a business should claim that listing and optimize it, and then use it as a social media platform.
Use it like a social. Now, let
Yes.
me let me go back in time for everybody. I have in my hand here what looks like an iPhone, but it's not. It's an Android phone. And so I'm an Android geek. And if you remember back in the day, MapQuest, you guys all remember
Oh my gosh, you're
MapQuest?
aging yourself.
So MapQuest is like how you got directions to a place. So
Yeah.
you went on to MapQuest, and then shortly thereafter, Google created this map space. And I don't know if they bought somebody. Most likely they bought somebody. So somebody else might know the story. But that kind of was a little aha to me. And that's before I was in real estate. That was
Hmm.
like, what they want to do is be the directory, not just for searching online, but for searching,
Yeah.
right? Because that's a physical space. And
Yeah.
I think Google My Business has always kind of been around in a way, shape, or form, but actually its current iteration is very new. But we always wanted to get our business on the map. So if somebody typed best taco stand in Bellevue into Google, it would come up. And so
Yeah.
this is the ability to actually not only have that feature, but to actually do it on steroids. So kind of walk us through the very basics of this Google My Business. You say that you just search it, or how do you find yourself on Google?
So you would start with going to business.google.com, and you would type in your business name, and then it would ask you if you're the owner. And then if you are, then you just would use your Google email address to log in. If you are not the owner, it would say, do you want to claim this listing? So go ahead and claim it, and then just walk through each feature on the left-hand side of the dashboard and fill in all the information. Oh,
So I
I'm
brought
bringing
it
up your
up for you to
screen.
look
Yeah.
at. Yeah.
Yeah. So what's interesting is that when you are searching for businesses, and this is not just for physical locations, it's for service businesses that go to people's homes, or people that work from home. When you're searching for those businesses and your company shows up, you get on desktop, you show up on half the screen on the right hand side, and then on mobile you show up at the top for your brand. um, but
Like this.
essentially, yeah, exactly. So that's a lot of real estate. So if we're looking for Dan Edwards Realtor, his Google My Business listing will pop up on the right-hand side on desktop, laptop, and all the information about Dan the Realtor. And then it's on Google, it'll pop up. I mean, on mobile, it'll pop up at the very top. So the bottom line is anyone who has a business that doesn't serve, is not like an international or national. I mean, we can talk about national. You can be national, but then you're going to want to Google My Business listing in every major market, but mostly for small businesses that do business in Washington or Puget Sound, you're going to want a directory listing. And then once you've claimed it, essentially Google will send you a postcard in the mail, and you'll get it within 5 days, and it has a little code on it. And then you just log in and add the code. And that means that you're verified and that you actually own this listing, this piece of real estate. And then you want to go in and optimize it. So your hours, what type of payments, your services, make sure that you have a great description of all your services. You can add several. I don't think there's a limit. A great description of who you are. One tip on the description, make sure that you create kind of a hook at the beginning, because people are very short on attention. So you want something that makes you stand out from your competitor.
So should I have a
Um,
hook on this somewhere here, Pia?
well, I don't see a description on there.
Yeah, I know there is one.
Yeah. So I don't know if it's missing or what's the deal.
Let's see. That's under the info section, right?
Yeah, it's under the info. And if you scroll down to the left, yeah, I'm not seeing it. Yeah, we might have to do
Might have
some
to juice it up,
here.
right?
Yeah, you got to
okay.
juice it up. So just go through all the information stuff on the information tab. The second thing you're going to want to do is upload photos.
Yes.
Photos are huge because not only are they searchable, but we are all visual people. 92% of our communication that we resonate with is visual. So you can do team photos, you can do location photos, you can do service, in person, whatever, just whatever you want, something that represents your business, your products, your services. The next thing you're going to want to do is start getting Google reviews. So here's what I have found and studied in the past few years is that if you get at least 25 good reviews, your chances of showing up on page one are much higher than your competitor.
25.
Yeah, 25 is the magic number. The next magic number is 50. Google will not tell you this, but this is what I've been doing, working with clients for many years on their reputation management.
Lauren, I know you're listening, so just a little heads up on the 25ers.
Yeah. And then the next thing is did you know, Dan, you could add video? You could also add video
Yes.
in the gallery, and we all know video sells. So you can add 30-second videos in there, and then posts. So this is why I call it a social media platform, because you can go into Google My Business and post once a week, or you can do it daily actually, but it stays a week. Kind of like if you remember Craigslist, you always had to post every 7 days. Yep. So you can add a picture, a video, and then you can post a blog link, a snippet from your blog, or a video, or a new service launch, or a podcast episode, or a helpful tip. I mean, there's hundreds of ideas, but keeping it consistent is going to help you show up much higher in search than your competitors.
I want to show you something that I did too. Is under, let's see, under Dan Edwards Realtor, I put products in. This is something that we didn't finish doing, but like home seller service, home buyer services.
Yep.
Kind of talked about what we did.
Yep.
And that helped
Yeah, you can really drill down and create uh, high categories and then drill down to subcategories of your services
Yeah, and that's the
as
thing
well.
is if you're a small business and you want to have a presence, you don't need to spend a time and money, especially if you're located, location, right? You don't have to
Yep.
spend a lot of time and money on a fancy website because most people are going to come in here, search for what you're providing and click and make a phone call, or they're going to click on a link. Obviously, eventually Pia can put together a nice landing website for people to see those products and services. But I actually bought tickets. I was in this week in South Carolina. I bought tickets for a riverboat cruise via Google because I
Yeah.
just searched riverboat cruise. It was there. I was like, find the appointment, book, and I booked it and bought it, and off I went without going to that riverboat cruise website. Now, I don't
Yeah.
know who got what money out of that, but I think there's probably some kind of costs associated with using that. But yeah, it's pretty
Well,
cool.
no, it's actually because of Google My Business. It's called zero click search results. So essentially, you are showing up in search on page one without people even having to go to your website. They get everything they need right there.
Right,
So
because
why
it's
not?
in
Why not
their
provide them?
registry.
Yeah. So why not provide the most information? I can easily look at. I'll with new prospects. I'll pull up their competitors and I'll show them how little information their competitors have. So it's not very hard to move the needle. I mean, I worked with one guy last week, and he literally his phone is ringing off the hook now because
Yeah.
he's just leveraged this one tool.
And I really think those businesses, right, that have suffered. I think about dry cleaners right now because
Yeah.
actually I had a nice long conversation with my dry cleaner, and he said that he's just hanging on right now. It's tough. Now,
Yeah.
if he were to hop on and create a profile and create some services, people, he's going to get found maybe a little bit more. But some of those smaller businesses that have services in a region or a location, is there is no, I mean, free is a very good price. Last I checked, anyways.
Yeah. Yeah. And the thing is too, you can promote events on there and drive more traffic to your main website with calls to action. So schedule a consult, schedule an appointment, that kind of stuff. So there's a lot of, and they keep adding new things to it.
All right, cool. Well, so if somebody wanted to get started, how would they contact you?
So best place to find me is fingerprintmarketing.com. They can click the get a quote in the upper right hand corner, which will take them to my calendar, and we can schedule a strategy call. And I also have a consultation that I do for Google My Business where we go through it for you and brainstorm on leveraging that. So if you want to schedule that, let me know.
I will definitely reach out to you. Awesome. Pia, thank you so much for coming on the
You're
show. I really
welcome.
appreciate it.